again. So just getting to the good part, folks. And Hamas decides to freeze me up. Okay, everybody with me. Everybody's with me. Amazon going up all day Friday with everything. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, I log into my personal brokerage account and I am short $650,000 of Amazon stock. Negative $650,000 of Amazon stock. I was assigned, right? I sold 50 contracts, right? In the bear call spread. I sold the 128 calls and I bought the 129. So on Thursday, thinking jobs are going to be good. Boom. I log into my brokerage account and I've never seen, I felt like the Duke brothers in Trading Places. I'm like, that's physically impossible. I pick up the phone, call my dedicated brokerage team, and they're like, oh no, you got assigned. I'm like, the fuck I did? What are you talking about? I got assigned. I had an order to close that spread. Guess what I learned for the first time in 3 decades of trading? It doesn't matter. If that position is still open, doesn't matter if you have a closing order in, you can still get assigned. I never knew that. I was always taught if you have an order in, they can't assign you. They can't pull that off. You're managing that trade. Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark, that's what I thought. I'm like, look at Whiz, freaking max profit on the Amazon bear call spread. To wake up today looking at a call in my account of nearly $750,000. So, God takes care of fools, drunks, and sailors. What happened? Amazon imploded this morning. Hopefully gave back Friday's rally. Thank you, Rick. Ladies and gentlemen, I made 10 grand this morning. Now, I don't want you to be happy for that. I need you to learn. I'm on the phone with this guy. I'm like, close the fucking trade. He's like, you're short $675,000 of Amazon shares. I'm like, yeah, get out of it now. I'm making money. He's like, well, do you have your platform up? You can do it. I'm like, okay, dude. So, I mean, look at my orders right now. Look at that. But I'm like, buy for, and I had 50 contracts on my own, right? Or whatever they were, 30. No, I had 30 contracts on my own, just long Amazon or whatever it was. Look at this. Buy 4,970 shares of Amazon at 126.14. So I am still like trembling right now. It was insanity. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, Saturday morning, at least at Options House and at most good brokerage firms, is settlement. How come at market open, when I logged in this morning, you all show me short $650,000 or, oh, well, I'm like, dude, and I love, again, this goes back to our FINRA discussion, the FINRA complaint about, brokers, they think you're an idiot. I'm like, don't talk to me like I'm an idiot, dude. Saturday is settlement. I just got assigned Monday morning before market open. Dude, settlement is Saturdays. Oh, well, we'll have to look into how this all happened. I'm like, the fuck you better. It's obscene, folks. So warning Will Robinson, in this type of violent moving market, close winning trades. Okay. I had a wide iron condor on the S&P 500 that we went up to like 43.20 on Friday. I'm like, oh my God, my wide iron condor was in danger. So a couple things based on last week that we need to debrief. When is the at the money straddle good for? Everybody say it with me. At the money, at that moment, right? the at the money straddle is constantly changing with the price of whatever you're looking at, Amazon or S&P 500. So massive, massive learning point. I used to say in the Hornet, you know, flying a fighter jet, I learned something on every hop, right? This was a first. So don't be Whiz, because thank God, but we could have woke up this morning and Amazon could have been up 20 points. Breaking news, Jesus is going to the Middle East for peace, but first he's going to be Amazon's CEO. Amazon's trading up 5,000 points. I would have been the Duke brothers in the second movie, or Coming to America. I would have been out on the street. So absolute insanity. I've never seen anything like it. So does everybody understand what I'm getting at? And it sucks because I feel like I need to kick my own ass. How many times did this guy right here in Full Throttle training say, you could be assigned at any time? Listen to your own words, you idiot. Exactly. And that's what this guy told me on the phone. He's like, dude, you can be assigned at any time. I'm like, don't talk to me like that. That's my sentence. I'm like, I had a closing order in. That's supposed to wall off that order. I shouldn't be getting assigned, because go look at some other schmuck that isn't as smart as me with a closing order in. No, schmuck. Unless that order is closed, you can be assigned. I'm like, so 1 in a million type of situation, but it happened to me, and I'm putting the ladder down to tell you, I've never seen anything like that. That was the biggest potential margin call of my life. I'm like, 650 grand? Okay, that's great. Let me just go dig in my couch right now. So made good money out of it. The suckers on the other side who assigned me on Friday, you can suck it. Thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, hooey shit. Paul, what's the repair trade on that? Sell your house. There is no repair trade on getting assigned. If you're asking about the repair trade on being long 5,000, what is that? 49.70. 49.70. That's how many shares times I was assigned at 128. All right, folks, what are we doing here? 49.7. I can't see. 4970 times $128 a share. What am I doing? 4970 times 128. $636,000 of Amazon stock the Whiz Fighter owned this morning. Okay, so now I'm just cooling down. Okay, so usually I'm namaste, and if I make money, I'm fine. I lose money, I'm fine. I will brief you that this was the exception to the rule. Like, what the fuck? So, don't be Whiz. I'm glad this happened, so it can never happen to you. When you see this type of insanity going on Friday, and you're, I didn't order to close in at when the jobs number came out and it went down. I'm like, close my Amazon. I went to my podcast. I had a great day doing all my foundation work, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm like, you know what? I think it's going to slam into the close, and it did. Max profit on that bear call spread. Look at me. Woo. Okay. Let's put a bow on this part of the brief, because this is insane. Never knew this in 3 decades of trading, that you can be. No, now I do need to kick my own ass. I did know for 3 decades that you can be signed at any time. I just thought if you had a closing order in, you're walled off. I'm managing it. I'm a smart guy over here. I'm at work. And I got to be honest, folks. I have to call. I'm getting on my. I'm calling my buddies at Peak 6 to. Is that true? You know what? I really have to do. I really have to dig into this, because what if this is another E-Trade moment or Morgan Stanley moment? Whew. Unbelievable, folks. All right. Let's go ahead and there you go, Mike. That's a great way to put it. Pete, I understand that. You can be assigned, but again, final time I'm going to say this. I did not know if you had an order in you're not safe. That's stunning to me. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and get airborne. We have a lot to cover. I don't even know what to say about what's going on. I can't even. It's a horror. The world is at war. The world literally is at war. We did it, Joe. War in Europe. War in the Middle East. If you're Xi Jinping going, this is looking pretty good right now. Did you see the hypocrisy of Xi Jinping in China? We believe in a two-state solution. What the fuck did you just say? For Taiwan and China? No. We mean Israel and Palestine. Oh, okay. I thank God that the words shall not be infringed. Where's all my anti-gun nuts? Did you see the video? I can't even, I stopped. I stopped because I'm furious. These dudes walking through neighborhoods, shooting old ladies, children, teenage wimp girls, stealing them, raping them, then murdering them. These people are cowering. You see Israel today? I think we're going to loosen restrictions on gun ownership. It's a little late. Thank God for shall not be infringed. It's too late after the fact. So I don't want to start the brief with an I told you so out of Israel, but ladies and gentlemen, 8 million people. I'm going to tell you something. You can go grab your aluminum foil and give it to me, send it to me. I'll wear it as a hat. I talked to a guy this weekend who I trust with my life who would know. He's like, dude, why do you think literally out of the blue last week, out of the blue after 3 years of Trump's a racist, a wall is racist, a wall doesn't work, wall, never, 8 million person invasion in 3 years. Do you know why out of the blue this time last week, Joe's like, oh yeah, we're going to immediately build a wall? Because they knew. They knew Israel was going to be attacked. You can fucking conspiracy theory me all you want. The streaming terrorist across Gaza into the state of Israel. You can sit on that one for a little bit. You don't have to tell anybody else. You might sound crazy at a cocktail party. I trust this dude with my life. He's like, dude, what are you, nuts? We knew that they were going to invade Israel. And the Biden administration is like, holy shit, we got 8 million people that have streamed across our border. There's videos of Border Patrol agents fist bumping fighting age males coming into the United States. You go through TSA today, they're going to anally search you. If you're a terrorist or illegal immigrant coming through our southern border, you get a fist bump by the Border Patrol. So, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you'll hear this eventually, but they went apeshit like, shut the border real quick. This is going to look really bad. Over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Blinken, the Biden administration were going apeshit, and the liberals in the media and the liberals on Capitol Hill were saying what? The $6 billion is frozen in Qatar, in Qatar, and it's you people. They don't even admit that money's fungible. If I say I'm going to give you a shitload of money for this, it frees up money for you to go do other shit. They're insane. They're assholes. And then what happened yesterday afternoon? The Wall Street Journal reported that Iran was all over the plot to do this. Iran. So when Joe Biden was negotiating last month to pay $1 billion per hostage, the Iranians were like, yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, give us $6 billion. We'll give you some of your folks back. And then we're going to kidnap more. The Israeli Secretary of Defense down here in this article says, if we can confirm that Iran was behind this, we will target Iranian leadership. It's somewhere in here, folks. Where is it? I'm like, oh my God, this is World War III. It's in here somewhere. I'll give it to you. We have a lot to brief, but ladies and gentlemen, where is it? He actually said, we will target Iranian leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, this is fucking it. I don't care that the market's flat right now. The market only cares when it cares. Yeah, Aaron, well, trust me, I've heard all that shit too. Like, Netanyahu knew this was coming and let it happen so he can, I mean, there's going to be a lot of insane shit flying around. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest intelligence failure in our history, folks. So you're telling me we didn't know anything about this? Not a word? Israel, not a word. 11 Israeli military bases were overrun. You can't even look at the videos of these. They look like teenagers, like Israeli soldiers, 18-year-old kids, slaughtered. It took 8 hours for like the first real army division to get to the south. It's insanity. 260 people at the Dance for Peace festival, at an electronic music festival, slaughtered. If you want to do the math, people are saying it's Israel's 9/11. I hate to talk like this, but it makes our 9/11 not look that bad. And that's a horror to say. But 3,000 Americans was a horror. 3,000 Americans based on population size is 35,000 Israelis, technically. Could you imagine if the United States lost 35,000 to a terrorist attack? It's Article 40 in the Israeli Constitution. For the first time in 50 years, the state of Israel has declared war. Late yesterday, Hezbollah in Lebanon. We're going to join our brothers. Syria starting to poke around. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the worst I've ever seen it. The last time something a little like this happened was under Barack Hussein Obama. If you were a TGO member in 2014, what happened? Israel went in. Democrats, right on cue, after about a week of Israeli pounding, said, oh, you need to stop. Your response is disproportionate. And, of course, the Israelis like, oh, geez, world opinion, we better pull back out. This time, it's over with. They will invade Gaza, and it's done, which will cause Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran to go apeshit. The USS Gerald Ford Battle Group is getting in position. This isn't even close to a Tom Clancy novel. I don't think people really understand what's going on. How many times have I said, I'm sitting here with my mom's on mushrooms coffee, taking care of a margin call or a short Amazon position, and people are fucking getting slaughtered. Did you see the Holocaust survivor, the old lady? She survives the Holocaust, and at the end of her life, she's going to be taken out by these people. This is potentially end of days. Now, take a look at Knock this morning. Take a look at Raytheon. Take a look at Boeing. Take a look at everything. Take a look at Knock. Every defense stock is up 10 points today. Boeing's not. Raytheon. What are some of the General Dynamics? Hello, RTN. Okay. I'm telling you, man, I need to look into this because the General Dynamics, 7%. Or no. Or it's RTX. Whiz. Sorry. Nah, that's not that big. LMT. War is good for business. The guy that I talked to this weekend that told me about the border thing, who would know these things as well, he's like, dude, we are literally out of ammo. We are out of everything. Ukraine sucked us dry, and Secretary of Defense Austin yesterday saying Israel will get everything they need as far as weapons. Look at us. Our strategic petroleum reserve that Mumbles McShitty Pants emptied has a couple days in it. And we have no weapons. You couldn't script a better. They ain't going to invade us. It literally looked like Red Dawn, didn't it, folks? Guys in paragliders. Fucking terrorists and paragliders. It was Red Dawn. It's not even close to their 9/11, folks. It's Pearl Harbor, 9/11. You can't even imagine this failure. Israel prides itself on the Mossad, moles in Gaza, our intel, and this. I saw this lady who was a border soldier in Israel. She's like, this makes no sense. She's like, our sensors, we know if a bird or if a roach is like on a fence. She's like, this is stunning. So, ladies and gentlemen, I did not have this on my bingo card. I mean, we've always had this on our bingo card. I'm like, war in the Middle East is coming. Israel, Iran. I mean, it's in the cards, folks. Everybody, all these idiot Democrats with the whole two-state solution and everything like that. Folks, one state has no problem living in peace. The other state doesn't want that state to exist. There is no such thing as a two-state solution. I used to support that. I would want that, but you can't. If you had two states, look at what's going to happen. The charter of Hamas and Hezbollah, the first bullet point says, wipe out Israel. So on the day this happened, we got the Arabs in New York celebrating. London looks like the Middle East. The whole invasion of Arab fighting age males over the past 5 to 10 years, it's over with, folks. If you're not a Second Amendment person in this country, you better become one. That could never happen here. There's 25 states with a population less than 8 million. Half of the United States invaded this country. You're going to tell me? I've heard anywhere from 100,000 to hundreds of thousands of terrorists are now in this country. We did it, Joe. Okay. I can't even. And my buddy who was talking, he gave me all this shit. He's like, dude, now Zelensky. Yeah, this is awful. This is awful. How about this witch? Ukrainian lives are cheap. I've said this since day one, folks. How many of these disgusting people in this country have you heard say, it's not our children that are dying? What did you just say? So somebody else's soul, somebody else's children. This is the cheapest war we've ever fought. All these other children are dying. We don't even have to fight the Russians. It makes me furious. It makes me want to cry. Are you kidding me? This is how we view. These are the Democrats. These are the anti-war Democrats in the 60s and 70s and peace and fight the man. Today, put that fucking jab in your arm. Go to war. And it's not our children. Let other children die. What happened to you people? Wow. Woo. I don't even, folks, I went to yoga this morning, but driving home, listening to my call, this, ladies and gentlemen, and who is it? Ding, Ding keeps being the voice of sanity over here in the Max Afterburners group. He's like, futures are barely down. No one cares unless there's a Fed in it. Hey, did you all see this as well? So at the same time, $6 billion to Iran to free some hostages. They're wanting to take more hostages. And as of this morning, I heard there's 6 Americans dead. 6 Americans dead in a war. Ronald Reagan is spinning in his grave. You know what Reagan did in the 80s when the Libyans bombed a discotheque where American GIs were? He fucking leveled Libya, and you never heard from Saddam, whatever his name is, Gaddafi, for 30 years. That guy was like, holy shit. 4 Americans dead in this war? Joe Biden. We stand with Israel, except a bunch of these people in your party. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you see over the weekend that one of the Hamas chiefs said, oh, yeah, we got a shitload of weapons from the Taliban. They're running around with American weapons killing Israelis. It's on video. You can look at the serial numbers. Yeah, we got these. These came from Afghanistan. Of course they did. You can't make any of this shit up, folks. And still 30 to 40% of Americans in this country love Joe Biden and Kamala. I can't even. It's so hard to talk about trading right now, folks, but it's devastating. 35,000-ish equivalent Americans dead. I am stunned that the market's not imploding right now. But to Ding's point, yeah. But I'm going to shrug for a little bit. If Iran and Israel get into it, I will make this prediction right now at this morning date and time. It will be 150 at a minimum oil, maybe even 200. That's what I heard on the call this morning. They're like, oh, shit. We've talked about this in the past, folks. The Strait of Hormuz, Iran just throws some mines across that thing, mines that blow up, not mines that are in a box, or pull a rope against the wind. A little bit of levity finally in our brief. But folks, this is, I'm stunned, right? Now I'm going to move that stunned to what happened on Friday. So let's keep going here. Yeah, Jim, you might be right that the market's doing the thank God for war because the Fed ain't going to keep, if the world is at war, the Fed's got to, hell, let's start cutting rates. And then it's Weimar, Germany, where you're going to buy a loaf of bread with a wheelbarrow full of dollar bills. We are in so much trouble, folks. I've never seen this in 30. This is a day of two never seens. Getting assigned when you have an order to close in and a world at war. Hey, Mike, what a concept. Oh, and by the way, they're trying to bury this as well. What happened the first day that Joe Biden was in office? After he shit his pants and took the oath of office, he went back to the Oval Office and he freed $300 million to the Palestinian to Hamas. Trump froze all those assets. He's like, nope, we're not giving you any cash until you get your shit together. Joe Biden, day one, signed it, money to the Palestinians, and $6 billion. $100 billion to Ukraine, $6 billion to Iran, $300 million to the terrorists. And Joe gave all the weapons to him from Afghanistan. So anyway, let's try and get operational. Rising interest rates mean deficits finally matter. Oh. Investors ignored deficits when inflation was low. Now they're paying attention and getting worried. Oh, now they're paying attention and getting worried. I've told you that one of my biggest faults in investing is I'm early. Why? Because I'm sitting here in my single seat trading cockpit and I'm like, I see something. I'm like, holy shit, this is what's going to happen. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato. Oh, okay, it finally happened. We care about this. $2 trillion in debt every year. We go deeper. We can't even, I saw the math over this weekend. The interest payments on our debt is the annual Pentagon budget. We can't even pay our interest rates. There is so much bad coming, folks. I have never been more bearish in my life, which means we'll have a rip your face off rally. Higher rates have bank stocks on the mat. I know we're in solo Amazon. We're going to talk about Amazon in a second, but in primary tomorrow, pound the financials into the dirt. Well, you know what, Ken? I think it's time to bring this up, and I'll be right eventually. Crazy guy on the I-95 exit ramp. The Fred Sanford, folks, I have defined as the Fed just jumping in to save capitalism, and the market just doesn't believe it anymore. That will happen, folks. Moody's, S&P, what's the other one? They're all like $32 trillion in debt, $2 trillion a year deficits. Your credit's not worth anything, United States. In the background, we've briefed a couple times. Xi, Lula, South Africa. Thought you were an ally. Nah, Putin. They're getting rid of the dollar, folks. Saudi Arabia on the down low. We hate the petrodollar. We hate the United States dollar. We are effed. We are effed, folks. I'm I promise you this. And I hate talking like that, man. I want to be healed and everything like that. But I am telling you, man, trade the market you have, not the one you want. But folks, the market we're about to have, whenever the chickens come home to roost, it will be devastating. I'm telling you. Oh, and by the way, the other reason Hamas did this, obviously, is what? I mean, hell, it was on, Brett Baer on Fox News interviewed him a couple weeks ago. The Saudi prince, he's like, we're close. Netanyahu, we're close with Saudi Arabia. They were this close. Saudi Arabia and Israel, a historic peace deal. Hell, Netanyahu flew on a secret trip to Riyadh. The prime minister of Israel in the Holy Land. We were this close to a peace deal. And Iran and Hamas are like, fuck that. Invasion. War. Did you see Saudi Arabia, instead of taking the high road this weekend, like, at least they could have been like Rashid Tlaib and the other squad idiots, like, everybody should throttle back. Some people did something. Saudi Arabia screwed up this weekend and said Israel's at fault. Now that peace deal is gone. Everything Trump worked for, everything's over with, folks, in the Middle East. A ground invasion of Gaza is coming, and the Arabs are going to go apeshit. Let's debrief Friday's job numbers. So, you can be excused for reading this headline and thinking like a normal human being. U.S. job growth smashes expectations, raising prospects for rate hikes. Now, let's be a normal human being right now. Holy shit. Smoking jobs number, Jerome ain't even close to being done. And then that. A rip your face off insane rally. What was that? Let's do some more learning and some edumacation. What was that on Friday? Let me give you a little bit more ammo. Look at this headline. Jobs shock. September payrolls soared, the biggest jump since January. Look at this. A 6 sigma beat. 6 standard deviations. I mean, 1 or 2 would have been a beat. 6 standard deviations. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. They're always going apeshit. This is more apeshit. So, Friday, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the biggest short squeezes I've seen in years. That jobs print was devastating. Again, we're talking as an investor, not as a, hey, the jobs market's good, not as Joe Biden saying Bidenomics is great. Nobody gives a shit that the jobs market is strong, dude. We got jobs. Matter of fact, some of us have a lot of jobs because inflation is raging and we can't afford stuff. We have multiple jobs. It was the biggest short squeeze I've seen probably since the COVID bottom. That Thursday morning when Jerome Powell jumped in to save capitalism and I almost got bearish and I'm like, what did he just say? I'm buying everything. Because look, as the day went on, it kept going up. What does that mean? Shorts were sitting there going, no, come on, that makes no sense. No, it's not coming back. Oh shit, get out, buy. You had to buy to get out. What did I do this morning? Fuck. Let's look at my order screen. When you are short, you need to buy to close. When I woke up this morning, I had negative 49. I had 4,970 shares in my account. How do you get out of being short shares? You need to buy the stock back. Friday was a massive short squeeze, and short squeezes end. I guarantee should have shot a sniper, but I'm ranting. I guarantee you this has got 200-day written all over it. I can be wrong. This makes 0 sense except for a short squeeze. Listening on the and my WhatsApp was blowing up on Friday as I'm sitting in the podcast. I'm like, why is my phone blowing up? I'm like, oh my God, my Amazon bear call spread might be in trouble. Let me throw in a closing order. Wow. So let's talk about what's going on now. This guy, I like Mohammed El Arian. He used to be at PIMCO with Bill Gross, and now they're like the odd couple. They don't like each other. This was written before the invasion of Israel. I can't even believe I just said that. I can't believe I just said that. It's 2023, man. Everything's fucking nuts, Whiz. Welcome to the party. Raging inflation, war in Europe, war in the Middle East, war at home. The leading Republican presidential candidate under indictment. An intense period of rising interest rates. Dude, he wrote high oil prices on Friday, not even after war with Iran and Israel. And a stronger dollar is pushing the financial market consensus on U.S. economic growth away from the notion of a soft landing. So I don't know if I need to take back my I'm going to be right, because you know what? I am going to do that. We're going to crash. How many times have I said we've already crashed? People keep moving the goalposts. I'm like, not 9.1% inflation, the highest in 40 years. The market imploded. That we crashed. But I guess people were like, no, we're skimming down the runway on fire. Okay. Now the narrative is back to there's not going to be a soft landing. I'm like, wouldn't we talk? I'm sick of I'm an aviator and I'm sick of the aviation analogies. You know, by my count, this will be the 6th time in 15 months that conventional wisdom. Maybe that's what it is. People keep doing we're going to land. We're going to crash. We're going to land. I'm like, dude. So anyway, I don't want to get too much into what he said, but because there's a chart. I love charts. I'm a political science major. How about those Buffs barely beating Arizona State? Shedeur Sanders going Brady mode in the last minute to win. Anyway, you ready? Soft landing hopes and hard landing realities. Optimism tends to peak before a downturn hits. You ready? The black is number of news articles mentioning a soft landing, and the gray are U.S. recessions. Like 2000. Soft landing, soft landing, soft landing. Everything's going to be great. It's really soft landing. The result, recession. Soft landing, soft landing, soft landing, soft landing, recession. Soft landing, soft landing, soft landing, recession. Present. Soft landing. Everybody's, yay, soft landing. Jerome's doing everything. Don't use my own words against me. Whiz, looking at the left side of the chart. Well, guess what? In some cases, you can look at the left side of the chart. It happened there. It happened there. It happened here. And here we are. Look at the incidences of everybody saying it's going to be a great soft landing versus the other ones. So, folks, I do not know how we avoid a recession. I'm going way long. This one, you need to read on your own. This is everything I've been ranting about, but said better. The economic future is sad, simple, and already obvious, man. It goes through treasuries, liquidity, gold, if you like that stuff, deficits, broken America going more broke. No good scenarios left. This is Ding over in Max Afterburner. The answer is sad, simple, and already obvious, the Fed. But where's the Fed going to find the money to start printing more to try and save us? Out of thin air. What does printing money out of thin air do, folks? Say it with me. You want to know why inflation looks like this? Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Democrats, and then boing. Because of this. This ain't going down anytime soon with the Fed printing money out of thin air. Soft landing, it's already hard. Thank you. I am reclaiming I was right. So read this one when you get a second, because it's all in one place. This is a one to pull out when, not if, the market is rallying and you're sitting here going, stay true. Again, trade the market you have, but stay true to having your binoculars up and looking downrange. We already talked about this last week. This is already so old. Something's breaking in financial markets. Here's what's behind the sell-off. Duh. This was before Israel declared war. I was 4 years old the last time Israel declared war. I mean, this is already old news too. Treasuries, where's my Amazon stuff? Oh, here you go. We laughed last week at this. Jim Cramer. My Magnificent Seven tech stocks are getting destroyed. Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, used secret project to raise prices. If you're an idiot, you read this article and go, oh my God, that's awful. If you read this article and go, dude, I like that, you're long-term bullish on Amazon. So this is great. I get it. FTC, Lena Khan, whatever her name is, she's awful too. I love that Jeff Bezos bowed to his limousine liberals, and now they're coming after him. I saw this group of Israeli soldiers, these kids. Oh my God, these poor kids. And the one guy, they were translating on the bottom. They were all cowering, and the guy's like, "Are we gonna sit here and cower? We're probably gonna be dead, guys. I'm gonna die battling." That's got to be like that's like an Audie Murphy moment, folks. Israel's going to use that kid that's a let's roll moment. Some of the kids wearing like workout gear. They're like, and they're cowering on the ground. And there's rounds coming in. The guy's like, and then there's a superimposed video. Clearly, Hamas. They all ended up dead, and they uploaded that video. Oh my God, I can't even. Again, it's so hard to stay focused, man, on this shit when we're in a live trade brief right now, and there's freaking Palestinians getting killed too. And let me be clear, folks. The Palestinian people hate Hamas. They're in 2 million of them are in an open air prison, not under Israel, under Hamas. These awful human beings, these terrorists. It's like the Iranian people. Fucking, I love the Iranian people. You look in the 70s, they look like the United States, man. Girls, ladies, now they're BMOs, black moving objects, man. So I have no quarrel with the people. That's why Israel, let me give you this article. Somebody find it. But the guy's like, if we determine that Israel leadership was behind this, we will target Israeli leadership or Iranian leadership. Holy shit, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if Israel, and we know this, you all are Top Gun options. We get some good intel. Remember when Iran sent rockets into Iraq to target U.S. bases? You guys remember that? And the next day in the news, there were 2 earthquakes reported mysteriously around, I forget the names of the cities, but around suspected Iranian nuclear sites. I'm like, that's because Israeli F-35s bombed those 2 nuclear sites. The Israeli F-35s operate over Iran, and they can't be seen. Even the S-400 air defense system, the best in the world, ain't seen the Israeli F-35. So why am I ranting about this? Ladies and gentlemen, we are this close to World War III. VIX is just hanging, and we're all hanging. Ladies and gentlemen, we are this close to World War III. If Israel and Iran really, really go at it, I don't know. I just don't. I didn't even look at the VIX yet. Let's go look at the VIX, and then we'll talk Amazon. We have been crushing Amazon, folks. Knock on wood. Now I'm going to screw us. We haven't had a losing Amazon trade. Our spreads each week, our weekly spreads, every week max profit. Let's go VIX. We've had some iron con. I love this, man. I'm stunned that the VIX is only up. I feel like a caveman looking at a wristwatch. What are we not getting here? The VIX rises on uncertainty. Did anybody have World War III in the Middle East? The state of Israel declaring war. Did you see Netanyahu's quick speech that morning? He's like, this is not an operation. This is not like another round of back and forth. He's like, it's over with. We are at war and this will end. I'm like, holy shit. Futures, So let's be extremely careful here. How many times have we said this? The market only cares when it cares. It's going to care, folks. We see $150 oil. Get ready to pound the airlines into the dirt. And there we go. That's the break I was looking for. Goodbye. We will, that's going to be a big leg down. I guarantee you. Shit. And we should have shot bearish trade on Amazon already. But we'll say I'll save this to tomorrow, or maybe I'll shoot this in the Max Afterburner group. Keep an eye on VXX. We've been printing money, trading volatility. We might tomorrow or later today, if we get another good run here, I might do some bearish on volatility, which is dangerous. Warning, Will Robinson. But all right, so Amazon can't get off the mat here. This has been Iron Condor Central. Okay, it's in a nice trading range. So our bear call spread from last week, I had 2 Amazon trades. Obviously, I just debriefed the one that was obscene. Whew. I still can't believe that, man. I'm going to have to meditate after this brief. I was laughing at myself because I literally saw the Duke brothers like, turn those machines back on. Negative 650,000. Oh, yeah, Dennis. No, that money's in an account in gutter, and it's being monitored by the Treasury. If you're giving them $6 billion here, it frees up money here. They're not serious people, folks, and they talk down to us like we're the idiots. You work for us, last time I checked, but not really, right? And folks, it hurts me to say this, but I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason Trump failed, folks, and will fail again, 4 million government employees. Out of 4 million government employees, do you know how many political appointees? 4,000. I read an article a couple weeks ago before the world ended saying the reason nothing gets done when a Trump or a Republican president is because even the political appointees, they come in and go, here's all the conservative policies we're going to do. And all the workers are like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh, you're fired. You can't fire me. I'm a government employee. It's physically impossible to fire a government employee. Did you know that? So, hey, Trump, let's get Trump back in. Nothing is going to, matter of fact, it's going to get worse because he's going to want to do all this shit and the government is going to say no. All right, so let's stay on the screen. What am I doing here? Amazon, Friday, at the money straddle, which is valid for when? At the money straddle. That's pretty wide. We're in between 126 and 125. There ain't no 125 and a half, so this one will be off a little bit. Straddle. What was last week's? This was a max profit, the 131, 132. Our short calls are printing money. And let me help the folks that don't listen to me. The folks that don't listen to me, that don't take a yellow sticky and put it over your synthetic stock. My commit criteria for being long-term bullish on Amazon with synthetic stock hasn't changed. I am going to warn you right now. I'm gonna quote like a credit agency. You ready for this? My Amazon synthetic stock is on a watch list. What do they call it? Yeah, like the Moody's and S&P said the U.S. credit rating is on whatever. Here's what I'm getting at. As of right now, I still think Amazon 2 years out into the future is a safe, when in doubt, run to mom, Microsoft, Amazon. If this gets worse, if no shit, Iran and Israel get into it, nothing will be safe. Ma will die. Microsoft and Amazon will also get hammered. Not as hammered as everybody else. I get it. Money's got to flow somewhere, folks. But for now, we're okay. Don't look at my short 5,000 Amazon shares as me being bearish. That was for 13 minutes this morning. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Well, I think the Federal Election Commission, like 98% of government employees donate to Democrats. Do you understand that? John F. Kennedy is an absolute jackwad of a failure for allowing the federal employees to unionize. Can't stand it. Why can't the United States Marine Corps unionize? We don't work on Sundays or Saturdays. And so government employees can unionize, but not these government employees. All right. So max profit on that spread. You ready for this? Max profit on my bear call spread. I thought it was only going to be a max profit of like $1,100, but I made $8,000 or $10,000 in short shares. And I am going to put that into the foundation because that ain't Whiz profit. That's God going, oh, you didn't know you can get assigned even if you have a closing order in Whiz? Here's your lesson, buddy. So that ain't $8,000 of victory. That's stupidity. All right. So the at the money straddle is, wow, that's $4. Let's go look at the S&P 500 real quick. Oh, yeah, there you go, Chris. I'm telling you, man, it is the scam of a lifetime. Get a government job and you are good to go. Friday is what? Oh, yeah, that's right. Friday the 13th. Super. Oh, hey, by the way, I forget. Susie, Matthew, and I are flying to Colorado Thursday, so no Thursday brief if you're in that brief. We're going to see the Stanford game with Coach Prime, baby. Let's just take a look at the S&P and get back to Amazon. Let's see how wide just everybody's looking for Friday on the S&P. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, the S&P 500 at the money straddle for Friday is $140,000. $140,000. $140. You know what I mean? I have not seen 100 in a long time. I thought $100 straddle for the week was big like last week. Look at this. Yeah, write that down, man. Whiz to fly. Whiz to fly, market dies. 43, let me write this down. 43.55 to the top. 42.15 to the bottom. Wow. Holy crap, man. I want to draw that out. 43.55. 43.55. 42.15. That is what the market is the current at the money straddle is saying. Holy crap, man. Let's get Jeff, thank you for your mutual support, Jeff. I threw out my show notes because I've been scattered. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Jeff. Let's brief the week. Tuesday, small business index, some Fed lieutenants. Here it is. Thank you, Jeff. Core PPI, ladies and gentlemen. And then regular PPI. Okay, so that's big. Another Fed lieutenant. Oh, the Fed minutes. Holy shit. Dude, this is a big, holy week, Batman. Fed minutes on Wednesday. Then we get CPI. Here is the picture I've been drawing. Everybody put this in your brain housing group and smoke it. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Joe Biden, bounce. We have bounced off the Trump highs. 3 months in a row of an uptick in inflation. Now, they are calling for what? 3.6. If it's 3.6, does the market go, hey, it's coming in? Or does the market go what? it's sticky and staying elevated. Wow. Big day for Whiz flying on Thursday. And Friday, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. How do people feel about inflation? Okay. This has been coming down. Like people are like, hey, but this also lags the actual numbers, right? If inflation keeps ticking up as it's doing, people are going to be like, holy shit, this ain't coming down. People obviously expect inflation, like, hey, it should start coming down. It ain't. All right. Thank you for that reminder. And you're right. Amazon does have a couple Prime days this week or whatever it's called. Exactly, Mike Shocktober. We nailed it. There is the middle of September right there. I said a middle of September to middle of October shit show, folks, and it does not get any better than that. Let's why the pause? With Amazon down 2% today, thank you, God. I like a potential iron condor. We have been bottoming out at this 124. So let's talk out loud, and let me go through my commit criteria as why I might start with a bull put spread. The market's already reacted. War in Israel. We woke up this morning, and the market kind of doesn't care, to be honest with you, which is, as a human, concerning. As Whiz, of course it doesn't care. Let's start with the bull put spread this week. Didn't I do this already? Yeah, it's $1, whatever it was. So let's look at the 123, 122 bull put spread, 75 and 75. Let's see what the metrics of that one are. That's not too bad. Risking 56 to make 19. All right, let me brief it. Sell 75 of Friday's 123 puts. That's me saying, hey, by Friday, you're above 123. Buy to the downside the 122 puts in case it ain't, in case it blows through 123. 25 cents, immediately talk about the bad rate now. Double the credit that you take in. 25 times 2 would be what? 50 cents. Maybe eject if this trade goes up in price. I hate using the word value because people are like, hey, it went up in value. I'm making money. No. If the price goes up, that means Amazon is going down, and we don't like that. Okay? All right. So we haven't even talked about anything else yet. We talked about the bad. Now let's click analyze right here. $5,700. That's based on 75 contracts. Don't want to risk $5,700? Don't do 75 contracts. Want to risk more than that? You do more than contracts than that. Want to do, I don't know, Whiz, I want to risk $3,000. Then you do 45 contracts, 30 contracts. I don't know. I'm not telling you what to do. Hold on, let me grab screenshots. I would sell short calls at 123 as well for my short stock, my synthetic stock. Okay. So technically, I could sell 78 contracts. I just add my 3 from my synthetic stock to this. Amazon 10.9. Okay. Analyze. Let me grab this stuff. We love credit spreads because of theta, time decay, right? Something to talk about too. I'll do this some other time, but when you see a Friday happen, when it's starting to do that, like rip your face off rally out of the blue, oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm looking at a bull put spread. Why was I thinking bear call spread? Whoever just said that, you get a gold star. I am scattered this morning, and I apologize for that. Who said that? Who did that? They get a gold star. Dennis, thank you, Dennis. No, I'll go look at the short calls in a second. Thank you, Dennis, for your mutual support. You are my brother. You are my brother. All right, let me fire this. I'd go about 2 cents wide. I'd go up to 26 and down to 22. Other than that, I'd probably move strikes around. Filled right away at that, so maybe go for 25 cents. Legging into weekly Amazon Iron Condor. Okay. Yes. So I'm sorry. The short calls would not be 123. Not in the money. Good catch. Let's go. Make sure I got my 3 contracts right. Yep. Okay. What was it? $1. I'm going to do the 128s from last week. The 120. I'll never forget Amazon 128, man. I'll never get over Macho Grande. Nice little pop in the S&P 500. I'm going to sell 3 of these short. Right there. That was one of the, yes, Ken. Ken got the airplane reference. New Amazon short calls. Ken got the Amazon reference. New Amazon short calls versus synthetic stock. If you got 4, you sell 4. If you got whatever, you sell whatever. Okay. I'm a Leslie Nielsen fan. I love the Naked Gun TV show too. Naked Gun. Oh, hey, if you're in solo Amazon, before I forget, I'm going to do a Lifetime and Hunters brief on Wednesday before I head out to Colorado. And I'm going to give stupid, cheap. It's not cheap. That's a bad word to use for lifetime membership. It's going to be a nice discount. Why? I got an October healing retreat coming up, and we're a little skosh in the foundation. We have so much good going on. I'm blown away by the goodness. The joint venture with No Fallen Heroes and My Crew Doses coming up. You got to watch tomorrow's podcast when it drops, because I had Joe he's the CEO of the REIT. I had Cody and I had Daniel, and there is so much good about to happen. Again, guys, you know me. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Let's draw a chart. The world, the United States, war, death, destruction, everything. This is what's happening. And this is what's happening with healing, plant medicine, everything that's going on, MDMA. We need to meet right here, baby. We need to meet right here. If everything that I think is going to happen happens, the world is going to be a horror. The United States is going to be a horror, and we're going to be launching this stuff to help. The healing centers. Daniel's going to give us a little brief here. I know some of you are interested in this. They're opening their first healing center in Oregon. Let me get this out of the way. I hate talking like this as Whiz, so I'm going to put on my Gordon Gekko hat. There are 7,000 people in the state of Oregon on the waiting list for psilocybin treatment in a clinic, in Daniel's clinic. I think he said $4,000 for treatment. Do the math. He's like, we're projected to pay off the damn entire center in a month. I'm like, what? So that's a potential opportunity coming too that I'll let him take care of. Because these healing centers, folks, I mean, and we're going to be the No Falling Hero supplements in the front, Mental Joe. We're going to have some leisure wear. We're good. This is good. This is good. Let's end on a high note. This is good. Healing people is good. Trying to help people is good. I can't even imagine I already talked to one of my buddies this morning. We were going back and forth. We're like, can we fucking, whether they're Palestinians or Israelis, people are going to need healing. My buddy Doug, many of you know Doug DeStasso from the No Fallen Heroes stuff. We're already talking about retreats, not in Ukraine, because I'll end up getting killed, but in maybe Italy. We might be doing some No Fallen Heroes healing retreats for Ukrainian soldiers. I'd love to do it for Russian soldiers too, man. I'm an impartial healer. But this world, folks, we're in a lot of trouble. Hug your wife, your kid, your husband, your sons, your daughters. Hold them a little closer, man, as this stuff, as it gets worse. If you're an anti-gun nut, I strongly recommend you start kind of paying attention to what's going on. Especially in these blue cities, man. These people, hell, a Black Lives Matter supporter, that guy got stabbed in the throat the other day as his girlfriend screamed. There's a lot of trouble coming. Let's end on a bigger high note. Even though this sounds shitty, it doesn't, because would you rather lose money? If this is all going to be horrible, do you want to be broke or do you want to make money as it's horrible? I know what my answer is. Hell, my personal account is up my personal account as of this morning is going to be up about 80% year to date. But the extra 10%, I will not take credit for. I cannot get over that. So, but anyway, join me. If you're just in solo Amazon, it's time to step up. I'm going to give you a good deal on a monthly lifetime membership, so you don't have to do the big out-of-pocket investment. I'll let you break it up into monthly payments for a year, and you'll help us do our Colorado retreat. Okay, man, we covered a lot of ground today. That was a good one. Woo! Do not do what I did. Be careful with any open spread. Let's end with what I say all the time, and it happened to me. So you ready? You can be assigned at any time on your trade. Manage your trades, said the 30-year guy in the markets who didn't. Or I thought I did, but it didn't. So you know what? I'm going to do that too. I'm going to go find out. I got some calls to make, man, to figure out what really happened here. I thought with an open order, you were protected, but I might be wrong. So, and I'll be the first one to admit it. All right, guys, I'll send out a text and email alert. Good stuff. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you are hedged in this market. We'll talk tomorrow about getting more hedged. Fights on. Namaste and basi basi. Mike, email me that stuff. Email me that info, man. And let me know. All right, guys, fights on. See ya.